You don't know where I've been, man. You don't know the things I've seen, man.
Welcome once again to Chill Filters, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should and probably are, and frankly, that's why we like you. On today's episode, we've been doing a lot of Isla Scotches lately, and I am super excited. We're having Bunnahabhain 18 year today, which I am immensely looking forward to. But we know what I'm looking forward to even more? I'm looking forward to talking to you. As at the moment of recording, we just had I didn't even read them. Cole's going after him. Tons of messages from folks. I saw David Rockefeller was in there. I appreciate that. I think maybe the smoked oak as well. I can't.
Yep.
It was just a lot of messages, and I like that. So check us out on Instagram. Message us. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you think. Also, if you can, leave a rating and review, and even a comment. It's been a while. We miss those. It makes us feel important.
And one other thing, like our videos on YouTube if you watch them on YouTube. Some people do. But if you're one of those people that does watch on YouTube and then doesn't like, maybe change it up.
You can thumbs down on YouTube, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Give us the thumb either way. We want to feel your thumbs. Give it to us.
I think one of our only thumbs down was that one time where the guy was like, enough.
Oh, was there one on it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Although the comment was deleted, the thumbs down remained.
Ooh, better kuda. So Cole, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Yeah. So our upcoming baby is a little small. Are you drinking Jack Daniel's Old No. 7?
I am.
Why did you buy a bottle of that?
Yeah, sorry, my wife was because this comes out on Memorial Day, and that's what my dad would drink in Vietnam. So.
Oh, that's okay. Good reason to buy Old No. 7.
Yeah.
I just had
the first time I've ever bought a bottle of it.
You think so? Oh, nice.
I think it is. I don't think I've ever really.
Yeah. Excuse me. It is.
That was too much.
Nah, pretty light. It's like 40 proof either way. So, or 40%.
Sorry, Chelsea came to the door. She was showing me. So for when we go to Mexico, I got myself like this white flamingo romper, and I'm gonna wear that. She got a matching one, so we're gonna be stupid together.
For the weekend or something like that?
For Mexico.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're going not to Virginia again.
Anyway, baby, little tiny.
Yeah, so baby, little tiny. She is little tiny. She's actually like.
This is the best whiskey I've ever had.
Yeah, give it a rating and a review.
100
on Apple Podcasts.
It's excellente.
Nice.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were talking about real stuff, and I'm being a dummy.
No, yeah, but she's running very small. Like the doctors are pretty concerned, and she is growing, but she's not growing fast.
Yeah.
Her breathing is, or like whatever the fetal breathing or whatever, and like the umbilical stuff, everything, heartbeat, everything's good. She's just really small, and so they're worried. I'm trying to stay optimistic, trying to stay upbeat about it, and but I know it's scaring Heather. And we're due in mid-July, but now they're like either before or at like 37 weeks they're going to induce, and that puts us at about a month from now, when they will, like, no later than June 28th, which is what I mentioned before. So, but it's like, it'd suck for anything bad to happen, but for now I'm trying to stay optimistic, and I feel like I'm doing a good job at it, to be honest. But yeah, that's going on.
No, man, it's we've talked about it before, but like twins were teeny tiny, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think the big thing is you get to that point where the lungs are developed and strong enough. Like, so Chelsea had to get like steroids 2 weeks before the twins came, so to help further develop the lungs, and then
for sure
they were fine. Yeah.
Look how they turned out.
Yeah. It's scary. They scared the living daylights out of me, man. Oh, they're beautiful children. Beautiful.
Yes. Children. Speaking of beautiful children, I have been enamored with my other daughter. She is just great. She literally counted to 10 the other day. And I was like, my baby's a math genius.
Oh, it's in the genes.
So,
It's in that trench of swampy goodness.
those trenchy jeans. Yeah, but that was awesome, and she's just a hoot. And otherwise, yeah, life's good. I got my sister's coming in tomorrow from Philly, and so looking forward to that. And then my parents are coming in next week, so they'll be here when we probably record next week's episode.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you done? Because I have notes of things.
I think so. How are you doing, Robbie?
Well, I'm good, Cole. I am good. I actually don't have notes. I thought to myself a couple of times there's things I wanted to talk to you about.
Ooh.
So I was like, I better write that down. But I think I remember.
Cole, first of all, you're stinky and tooty.
First of all, Cole, I thought of you this weekend on Saturday. I was driving tomorrow around and we were listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me. Do you ever listen to
that? With NPR or whatever?
Yeah, it's the quiz show. Anyway, one of the questions was like people who can't burp, which is you. There's a treatment for it. You might have mentioned the treatment. It's Botox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they mentioned that. I was like, oh, cool. And then on Tuesday, I was working out and I had to burp and I could not burp. So like for me, if I have a burp that needs to come out, I'll just swallow more air and like prime the pump. And usually it comes out. I could not. I could not get
so now you know how I feel.
The original burp out. And I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
I felt for you, man.
Yeah. No burping is a hard life. And sometimes it just doesn't go away. It's like in my chest, but it won't come out.
Would you ever do the Botox thing?
Yeah. No, I've looked around for doctors that might be able to do it, and I would throw down for that. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
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 The other thing I thought of today or this week that I want to talk to you about, Bush's make some great beans.
They do make great beans.
But
I would say the best beans for your money and more.
You know what they don't do as well as us though?
Make
mugs. This is my chill filtered mug. Now it's a little faded over here.
Mug.
It's got a crack on I dropped it once and it cracked, but it is yet to break on the handle. This sucker is amazing. Tragedy this week.
Oh no.
Doing dishes. I pulled my Bush's Baked Bean mug out and the label came off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just like peeled right off.
Like, we have a plain white mug. And then I realized, no, that's my Bush's Baked Beans mug.
Yeah, I guess we do better than them in that. Just one thing.
So don't ever give me glassware, people, because I broke my Park City one that we got for Christmas.
I lost your Waterfords.
I can't find my Waterfords. I don't know where my stemless Glencairn chill filtered's at. And I think I broke and my Bush's Baked Bean mug is ruined. I'm a ruiner.
You're a destroyer of good.
I've been in like a destroyer aggro kind of mood today, man. Been listening to some Iron Maiden, and I'm just like, like ready to film montages of me just raging. That's kind of where I'm at. You ever listen?
You ever see the video of the guy in the hurricane with like the big American flag, and he's he's shirtless and he's wearing jeans.
Yeah. That's what I want to do. Do you ever listen to Iron Maiden?
No, I couldn't tell you a single song from Iron Maiden.
I tell you, they have some of the best riffs ever, and it's the song doesn't really like the lyrics don't get stuck in my head, but the riffs are just there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I also Heather was bringing up Judas Priest. I don't know anything about them.
Oh, you're breaking the law, brother.
Oh, is that one of their songs?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I know one thing now about Judas Priest.
I don't know much Judas Priest.
Yeah, that's the thing. My Heather and I were watching a YouTube video the other day on the TV, and it was like call out songs of the 90s, and so they would play like a clip, and then they'd wait a moment and be like, "What'd you think?" and who answered first or whatever. And it was fun.
What was that game?
Pretty good.
What was that game thing we used to play? Like quiz thing
on the TV
you brought. I think
it was a Jackbox.
Jackbox. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I like Jackbox.
Yeah, that was fun.
I like quizzes.
We can do that. When you visit us in Virginia, we'll probably play that.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll never play it.
You are probably too old for this. But do you know what Kahoot is? You know what Kahoot is? Okay.
So we used to do it when I was back in Wisconsin for school.
Okay, so you're not that old. I didn't know if
No.
I didn't realize it made it to the
I
university.
have played it within the month too. We had some actuarial meetup where they played Kahoot.
We did one at a staff meeting for a fun thing, and it was
Uh,
like just math problems, and I was
nice,
killing it, and I accidentally
nice.
pushed the wrong one, and like I lost it, man. I was like,
Lost the lead.
ah! Like Kahoot is
Nice.
intense. I like quizzes.
Yeah.
I don't, and
I
I never go to like trivia nights. I need to go to a trivia night.
Trivia nights are great, and 'tis
Oh,
the
I have been
season.
to one. I
Coming
went one with
back.
you. We went to one in Denver.
Let me think about that.
Went to you repressed that memory because of
Oh,
the
wait, no, I don't
incident.
remember that.
Yeah, no, we went in Denver, and then it was at that brewery, and then afterwards we went and got ice cream.
That's cool. Was it in Denver or Colorado Springs?
Colorado Springs.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe it was in Denver. We went to one.
That's
I was
cool.
there with you. I was there with
That's
you.
cool. No, they're fun. We used to do
Thank
them a
you.
lot in Phoenix. And then when I was at Wisconsin, there was a what do you call it? Like there was often I was in this one class and I was kind of the oldest guy there because a lot of them were undergrad students.
Mhm.
And so you get to write in like a nickname or your name for Kahoot. And I would always write Suave Suave. And so the teacher would be like, "Who's Suave Suave?" And the room would like everyone would be looking around, and I wouldn't say who I was. And okay, and I would usually like be on the top 3, so it was fun.
Sounds great.
Suave Suave. That actually originated in or not Phoenix, Boise. That nickname. Shay.
Oh, Shay gave
Shay
it
would
to
call
you.
me Suave Suave.
You know the best nickname I ever had?
Mm-hmm.
It's from the Italian Job. Handsome Rob.
Handsome Rob. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. It
Yeah,
was funny. That's a
people call me
funny
Handsome
movie.
Rob. It's
He's
Guy
like,
Ritchie, isn't it?
No, that's what's his name? Jason Statham is Handsome Rob.
Well, no, the director's Guy Ritchie, I think.
Oh, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He's like, I love I love Seth Green's in what do you call it? Like his impression of Handsome Rob. He's like, why don't you come on over and hang out with me? He's like, and she's like, okay, and he's like, you're not too bright, are you? Nope. Perfect. It's a good movie.
It is. I haven't seen that for a while.
Yeah.
Forgot what I was going to say. You know what else?
Show that to my wife soon if she hasn't seen it.
You should.
I don't know. Sometimes she surprises me what she hasn't seen. That's like
she
a
surprises
good time
you with
movie.
what she has seen.
Yeah. She's like, you don't know where I've been, man. You don't know the things I've seen, man. So yeah, that's what she says to me.
That's what she said. The other fun. Can I tell you one other fun thing before we go to break? So in my backyard, we have like a pretty large berm kind of an area thing, and it's just
what with these kind of an area?
Berm kind of a thing, like just like
berm.
Isn't that what you call like it's like grass, divider, rocks, a berm.
Oh, not familiar, but go on.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm taking all these rocks out, and there's a ton of them. And the girls are obsessed with roly-polies now. So like I'll take the rocks, and my friend's gonna come pick them up and take them up to his cabin. So I'm putting them on the patio, and like you dump the rocks, and about 5 minutes later, like roly-polies start coming out, and they're like roly-polies, and we're picking. They're like we have all these roly-poly pets. And then they were in like there was a worm. Like, Dad, get the worm. So I get the worm, and they didn't want to touch it. And then they went inside, put socks on their hands, and then they're like picking them up with socks. And then a little bit later, I come outside and Finley's like, I kissed my worms, like holding her hand, like, like the relationship progressed very fast of them being freaked out by the worm to
that's funny,
loving the worm. I loved worms as a kid. My dad always told me when we were fishing, you got to suck on the worm first before putting it on the hook. And I would.
That's funny.
Yep.
Wait, would he really?
Yeah, and I would.
Wow.
I believe my dad.
Get all the dirt off of him. Oh. That's a weird thing. You know what?
In the water
a show that I've gotten into recently, and I like most of our listeners know, I'm hard sell on a lot of shows, but I've been watching. I Think You Should Leave. Have you heard of that?
I have. I haven't watched it though.
It's like a sketch show, and I laugh out loud at least once an episode.
What streaming?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
And
that
I think the
one?
third season just came out or is about to come out.
Is it that white guy with the kind of triangular nose?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And
he's like,
he doesn't seem like a lead kind of guy at all, but he's really funny.
he's very like real meme worthy kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then the funny thing is that his or whoever's writing, it's him and his friend or whatever. They like write the sketches, and they're just up my alley because they're just random enough to be hilarious, and yet they like build on it. And like one of my favorite, for example, here's my level of
Cole's acting out also
maturity.
the scenes.
What's that?
This is your second scene you're acting out here.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, no, I'm not acting on a scene. It's just my favorite way to play. What is it? Apples to apples. You know that card game is to like my favorite two cards are hand grenades and leaf blowers because they're just so random that like they fit into the funniest. Like if it's like, what is a sensational thing or even a sensitive thing, and be like leaf blowers, stuff like that. So it's very random, but also like really where your mind goes of like, what if it went this way? Well, let's try it out. It's pretty fun.
I hate apples to apples. And you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I am very literal. Like,
I'm not.
Like, I play it very literally.
Randomest.
Like underwear, and everyone's like, "Oh, underwear! That's funny. Underwear wins every time." Like, drives me nuts. And people know it about me, and I'm pretty sure that's what they do to me on purpose.
Yeah, they want to mess with you. I enjoy Cards Against Humanity as well. I think that's a pretty fun one.
I'm not as big a fan of it. It's all right.
Yeah. Why is that? Is it pushing it too much?
A little bit, I think, but it's very apples to apples too, and I'm not a
it's about the same. If you're gonna be literal, but
that
no,
one,
I love it.
At least is more room to be like leaf blowers in sexy lingerie. Okay, like that's a little bit more okay, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of it.
That's too bad.
You know what game I do like to play?
What's that?
I love playing Catan.
I hate that game.
Do you really?
Yeah, no. People think, Cole, you seem like a strategy kind of guy. Why don't you play Catan with me? I'm like, no thanks. Always pass. Hate strategy games. Like it's a waste of my time. I'm bored the whole time. But nothing against people that do. I just realized like that is 0% up my alley.
You know what game I love playing with people? That's not a board game.
Uh-huh.
I love playing Mafia.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I've
become good at being
sensationalized. I accuse everybody. I'll accuse myself sometimes.
Nice.
Like I just stir the pot, get the drama going.
Last time I played, I was like the official, the efficient or whatever, like the person who leads it up and walks you through it. And what I like to do when I do that is like I have multiple roles. Like pretty much everyone gets a role. And sometimes your role can only be used once and no one will know what you had. And sometimes if you expose yourself to, not in that way, if you like show who you are in the role you're in, like you're just up for attack at that point and no one trusts you or whatever. So I like to give everyone a secret power basically. And I like playing like because I don't like playing when I'm in there and I'm just your average village person.
Oh man,
it gets really boring really quick.
No, we need to play. You play with me.
Yeah,
it will not be boring.
You play with me. Yeah.
You think I went off the rails on Matt Madness? You should see me playing Mafia.
Yeah.
You know the game
as you play?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I am naturally just good at being stupid. I really excel at that.
So one of the best times I ever played, I'll say this real quick because we're going over, not over, we're just going long. But in terms of Mafia, when I was a member of the Mafia, I would get my other Mafia members killed. And then the people would trust me. And then I'd kill them all. It was a great way to play.
That's great. Last thing. You ever play a game called Silent Football?
No.
Oh, it's the best. I love playing it. But so like you pass this ball, you have to be quiet. And you go like this to pass to the left, that to pass to the right.
I have played that.
And then pass across. And then if someone talks or makes a mistake, you stop and it's like parliamentary procedure on coming up with a punishment. It is so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have to
I like.
my friend's kids still have to put some duct tape on my leg and pull some hair out. So
Oh dang!
I owe them that.
I also,
They
in
ganged
terms of
up on
party
me.
games without cards or anything, I enjoy the one where you do signs and then you pass it to someone else by giving. So you do your sign and then you do someone else's sign and then they have to pick it up and then go forward. My favorite sign for those who are on YouTube is monkey. Woo! It's a great sign.
Mine is appetizer. Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
My second favorite is like beat your child kind of like backhand.
Jeez,
You know?
man.
Yeah, but it's not for
Why's
the
it got to
children.
be your
It's for the
child?
show. No, that's like if I were to
It
beat
could be
you,
anybody.
Like a different backhand.
Beat that pedophile who lips off to you. That's
I guess we'll go with that one. Yeah, beat the
Golly.
bad man. But anyway, I
You're
think it's
getting me
about
worked
time
up.
we send it.
I
to
gotta
break.
walk. You're working.
Yeah.
Get me worked up.
Let's just walk this one off. We'll be right back. We'll talk about Bunnahabhain 18. We'll see you right back with Hey. And we're back. Some quick notes to get to. First off, sorry, I said drink along samples would arrive this week, but they're running a bit late. Crazy things with a kid running around and not being able. I have them all poured. I need to get them boxed and handed to the courier in the next few days. So they will be arriving pretty soon, probably in the next week. And we will do a drink along with that very, very soon. So shout out to Ben Klepzig once again for providing the pour that we're drinking today. And then another baller salute to Justin from the Smoked Oak, who is sending us some Penelope.
Yay!
And also Wild Turkey 12 year, which I'm really excited about as well. So excited about that's that kind of stuff. So also John Hughes was offering some Penelope too. So we got Penelope for days, which we're down for. We haven't ever done an episode on Penelope, so maybe we'll figure out how to handle them all. And John, for those who don't know, has an amazing podcast called Embellish Pod.
Yeah.
Otherwise, some great conversations on Instagram. And I won't mention all the names, but they're all great. Let's talk about Bunnahabhain 18 year. This is surprisingly our first Bunnahabhain Scotch on the podcast. We mentioned last week that we have covered most of the Islay distilleries now. And here's one of the last ones. All that's left on Islay is Cole and Ardnahoe, which is the newest one. And I've always enjoyed my experience with Bunnahabhain. And I'm excited to try the 18 year today. I don't think I have had it before, so I'm excited.
Hey, cool.
And Robbie's like, Idaho.
That's right. I had to pimp you to hoe.
Yep.
Idaho.
Classic Idaho joke. So yeah, Bunnahabhain Distillery. Let's go behind that. Let's go into that. So first of all, Bunnahabhain doesn't have a V in it. But in Gaelic stuff,
it's Bunnahabhain?
Yeah. In Gaelic, BH is pronounced V. Now you know. My coworker actually has a daughter named Siobhan, which is spelled, get this, Siobhan, pronounced Siobhan. Which looks, basically that's Gaelic too. And so anyway, Bunnahabhain has been around since 1881. Does that date sound familiar, Robbie?
Yes, it's the century before my birth year.
Yeah, centennial. No, but anyway, not that. It is when Bruichladdich of last week's episode started.
I remember that.
Can't
believe I didn't say that right away.
Well, you were probably thinking it last week too.
I paid so much attention last week when you were talking. Didn't talk over you once.
Attention. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about last week. It must have been all the rage to make a distillery in Islay in 1881.
You guys hear what the kids are doing?
Yeah,
we're starting our own distillery.
Well, the funny thing is that as Well, they both were started by a bunch of brothers, but I'll get to that in a bit. But as opposed to Bruichladdich, Bunnahabhain was built on the northeast portion of the island of Islay, not along the Loch Indal as Bruichladdich was. And Bunnahabhain is it is the northernmost distillery on Islay, just north of Coila and just west of the Isle of Jura. There's like a little inlet between them. Bunnahabhain is Gaelic or Scottish Gaelic for mouth of the river. It was started by the Greenless brothers back in the 1880s, and similar to Bruichladdich in that way, they use larger, wider, rounder, and more pear-shaped stills comparatively to most Islas, which gives a completely different experience. Remember what we talked about with tall, slender stills, bringing about a more crisp and refreshing taste for a Scotch. Well, the opposite can apply too. If you have shorter, wider, stouter stills, they can produce a more spicy and rough Scotch, apparently, as the end product. So Bunnahabhain is known to be peaty, yes, basically as all Islas are, but milder on the peat than most. We've talked about Ardbeg being in like the 50-ish realm of the parts per million on the phenol scale. Lefroy being about 40. Bunnahabhain, on the other hand, is typically about 2. So a lot less on the phenol scale. That's what you'd almost expect from like a Highland distillery on the phenol scale. But from my experience, the peat is at least recognizable. The whiskey is cut by water from the river Margadale, which passes right by the distillery. They make single malt Scotch, and some core whiskeys are the 12-year, the 18-year, the Stewardare, which has no age statement, but is a $40 bottle. And the Totich Ada, which also has no age statement, is about $50 a bottle. And then they have the 25-year, 30-year, and 40-year, all part of their core range, which is a big core range. And then there's the distillery exclusive whiskey, which I won't get fully into on the podcast, but special barrel finishes and such like that. And even though they're called distillery exclusives, you can actually purchase them online, even if you're in the US, which I think is where Ben Klepsig, the Madtown marketer, got these. I think he ordered online, but I might be wrong. There was something he ordered online. I think it was Bunnahabhain, but I might be wrong. And that's what we're drinking today. Is from their core range, the 18-year. First of all, it is a single malt Scotch. So, the rules, like 3 years at least. Well, Scotch needs to be 3 years at least, but it's 100% malted barley, copper pot stills, same distillery, all done in Scotland, all that stuff. No color added, and it's non-chill filtered.
Hey, that's not the name of the podcast.
That's right. And people are going to be like, did my earbuds go out? No. But sherry cask matured in sherry butts.
Drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And you set them up, I'll knock them down.
And warehouses are located along the Sound of Islay. So they claim the salty ocean spray can affect the product. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. But I find that typically Islas do have a kind of a salty, briny feel to them. So maybe it's a real thing. Proof is 92.6, otherwise 46.3% alcohol by volume. I have a good feeling about this one. Thanks again to Ben Klepsig. And total wine price, according to their website at least, it's about $130 a bottle, which is pretty good for an 18-year Scotch. So let's pour it up.
Let's do it to it.
Do it to it, Lars.
Oh, what's that from?
Heavyweights with Ben Stiller. Classic movie.
Oh, gosh. What does the guy say when he's taped to the tree covered in syrup?
He's like, well, they first say to him, they're like, you better be careful of the bears as they like lather and like paint honey onto him. They're like, bears love honey. And he's like, I love you. I don't want to be mean or something like
I
that.
don't want to get eaten by a bear.
Yeah.
Something like that. I
There's
just
one of
remember
my
thinking it
favorite
was funny.
lines. Two favorite lines in the movie is lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Or no, it goes, attention campers. Lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. And then another time he picks up a log as he's running and he goes, come here, you devil log. So now you know my favorite
Okay.
lines of the movie Heavyweights.
Kenan Thompson. I
Ooh.
know it's got a great
Yeah,
name,
he
but
was in
Kenan
there.
Thompson is shooting Good Burger 2 right now.
I heard that. Good for him. He must get paid the big dollars.
Oh,
I think he's the longest
he is the longest running cast member of
member
SNL
of all time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This smells like a really good sherry finished Highland. I'm
I
not
will say,
getting many peaty notes at all.
no, it's I will say, it's easy to overdo sherry finishes and be very sherry.
Yeah.
But this is I wouldn't say it's too unpleasant, but it's definitely sherry finish. I get like there is a brininess to it. Do you get that at all? Like it does smell a little salty, earthy kind of a
I
thing.
could see that, but I could also see me forcing my way into that personally because you said it. Yeah.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Leaf blowers and hand grenades.
You played the wrong card, Cole.
Yep. You should have played a better card.
It's like, and there's like light stone fruit. Like, I don't know if it's, what else is like? There's peaches. And then there's like
apricots.
And what's the one that is a plum a stone fruit? The plum
Nectarine?
with the white flesh?
I don't know. It should be.
What's the plum with? There's like is red on the outside, white on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like a light stone fruit kind of a nose. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go for a sip.
I'm getting a little bit.
About to.
So I get a little bit on the nose of like, I wouldn't say raisins, but I would say dried apricots.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
can tell there's like dried fruit
apricot
there.
Is a light stone fruit.
Yeah, especially a dried one.
Ooh. All right.
Mm.
First thought, it's very light. Very light. It what's the proof on it again?
46.3.
Okay. Well, it really for a second there, there's like no alcohol kind of a taste to it, and then it gives a little bit like, oh, I just drank some alcohol. Lightly sweet, and then on the very back end of the palate, like it took probably like 30 seconds, and all of a sudden I get a little peat out of it. This is sherried perfectly. It's not overpowering. Like that's not what I get mostly out of it. And then like on the very end of the palate right now, I'm getting a lot of menthol kind of a thing. Like it's very minty. Yeah. I don't know. What do you got?
So I didn't notice. I'm not getting like too light on even if it's like alcohol or not. I'm not getting too light. It reminded me a little bit of Glendronach, 12, 15, not 18. But then, and what I got from that is like the sherry shows up, raisins show up, dried apricots. But there was almost no peat at all.
You don't get it on the finish?
Not really. I mean, it's like it is a standard Scotch finish to me.
Swallow and kind of move your tongue around a little bit and swallow again. Because when I do that, I like don't take another sip. Dog, what are you doing? You ignorant slut. Like I definitely
it is light comparatively to like something like Allure or Glendronach, which are heavily sherry finished in a way, like that you get a lot more of the sherry finish on those.
Like the viscosity of it too, it's really light in the mouth. Like to me, this is like, I mean, I feel like you could drink this. This is like a year-round, all-day drinker. Like it's just light and easy. Like you could throw back a couple of these in the morning, couple in the afternoon, couple in the evening.
I bet you this wouldn't be too bad with some ice.
I'm looking forward to the ice.
Find out.
Oh, foreshadowing. Will there be ice in this episode? So far, I'm really impressed. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
like it is. I had high expectations, and that can be a bad thing sometimes because then, it's hard to meet high expectations because they're up so high. Oh man. But I'm not disappointed. Like, it really is delicious.
Yeah, I'm dropping a few drops.
Ooh.
I like it. I think it's great, and for the price, I think it's really great. I don't know what you can get like Glendronach 18 for, but I want to say it's like at least 15 or 150 to 180 now.
15.
At least 15 bucks.
It's got to be at least. Yeah, I mean, if you have 15, shaking my camera around.
Throw down.
15 bucks, you might be able to have part of it. Are you getting any smoke on your palate now?
Not really.
Really?
But I don't mind.
Like, that's the one note that's
kind of it's very light.
Well, it's a really light smokiness, but it's one thing that and the sherry is kind of lingering on my palate. So
yeah, not too much smokiness at all.
I get think
I'm like making it up if I do say there is some. Yeah,
that's fine. Don't make it up. Don't fake the funk. We don't do that. Did you add water? Nose wise, did you get any smoke off the nose?
I forgot to nose it.
I get
maybe the tiniest bit.
I get a little bit, but I think the sherry stands out more. It's a little bit more vibrant for sure. We go for a little
more vapory with the nose. With the sip, I got just a lighter kind of feel. The dried apricot was a little less dense, but it's still there in a good way. I don't know if I enjoyed it more, but it's still good.
Dude, this is delicious. I am loving this. I could drink this all day, every day if I had unlimited quantities of it. Like, this is really good. Mouthfeel changed quite a bit. I think it feels a little bit denser with the water in it. It's a little more vibrant. Like, I think the sherry's standing out a little bit more. Nice. Still get like a nice little faint, I get smokiness towards the end. Like, I love this. This is up there for my favorite whiskey of the year, probably. I really enjoy it.
Didn't you say that last week too?
I might have. Maybe I just need to start drinking more scotch. I don't know.
Yeah, especially Islay Scotch. This is like the opposite of Octomore last week, though, in terms of Islay.
Yeah.
Like, this is sherry forward,
fire in the hole.
Rich, not like rich and dense in a sweet way. The other one was like, bap, make your tongue burn because of the peat.
Well, I think I'm on the other end. Like, to me, this still is really light and it's refreshing. And it's got some things that come here, some come there. It's like a brand new sheets, freshly cleaned sheets on your bed. That's how it is to me, man. It's just so comfy and cozy in the mouth. Nose wise, Ice, what are you getting?
I got a little blueberry and like dark fruit, weirdly. Dark berries, rather.
I'm not getting much anything. Like, it really killed it for me.
It is muted compared to the other ones. But yeah, it's sweet. It's good. But I'm curious to see how Ice works with this one.
I mean, for me, it falls in line with the neat pour, where it's just, I put way too much in my glass because I really love the neat and water, but it kind of falls in line with the fact that it's really light. Like, it kind of killed stuff a little bit. There's not too much there. I've said before, I like having a Scotch and club soda in the summertime, and this without the club soda kind of reminds me of that, where it's very light and doesn't feel like I'm drinking like crazy.
Yeah.
So
I like it with Ice. It's just got this weird. It spreads out too much.
It is
the floral and dried apricots. It's too spread out to where it becomes like a weird, sweet, almost bitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I do get like
a pour.
I still can't believe you're not getting any of the smoke on the back end of the palate. Like, that's there for me.
No.
Maybe you drink too much scotch.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, man, that Hypernova just blew my mind again. It's so good. So good.
All right. You got a rating in mind?
Let Let me think about it, actually.
I got mine. I'm going 9.4. To me,
Okay.
this is really good. Like it's just delicious. Like it is comforting, easy. It's nice. There's nothing bad. Nothing bad about it. And if you're looking for something that's like we were saying, like last week, it was like a punch in the face of like, boom, here's the beat, here's some flavors, it's robust. This is the other end of that spectrum where it's like, hey, how you doing? I'm here to comfort you.
Yeah.
This is an ASMR whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. 9.4. What do you got?
I'm gonna go 8.7 here. I think it's great.
Okay.
Neat's the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, it's just a lighter version of one of the sherry bombs that I've had in the Scotch realm, at like Glendronach 18 or Aberlour Abuna. It is, yeah, it's really good. I think it didn't cross the line for me of like epically amazing, but I still think I would drink this a lot. Like if I had a bottle, I would be excited to drink it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
8.7.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right. Well, should we move it along?
Let's move it along to our next segment of the show that we like to call Whiskey World News.
And we're back. Part of the show, we read an article. Didn't write it, going to read it. Here we go. This one comes, oh my gosh, with the worst ever ad just floating around the edge, so I can't read it. But it comes from W Top News. And
That's
it's
from
written by
Richmond, Virginia.
Neil Augenstein. Virginia lottery for rare whiskey sours as flaw lets same people win repeatedly. The Virginia lottery, which promised to give winners the chance to buy 4 hard-to-find liquors, left some participants with a bad taste in their mouth. The Virginia ABC lottery, held between April 19th and April 23rd, gave participants the chance to buy 4 rare liquors. George T. Stagg. Wish you could do that, Cole. You can't. I do. Thomas H. Handy, William Llewellyn, and Sazerac 18. The odds of winning based on the number of entries and the number of bottles for sale range from 1 in 48 for the Stag, 1 in 739 for the Sazerac. But the odds seem to tip towards statistically impossible as the same people kept winning. 2 entrants won all 4 products. Seriously. 50 entrants won 3 products. 229 won 2 products. In a statement, Virginia ABC acknowledged the results were statistically abnormal. Yeah. After an internal audit, the liquor board said its staff had followed established procedures, with entrants being assigned random numbers and the drawings being viewed by witnesses. Eventually, Virginia ABC said the problem was an issue with sorting of the lottery data in our software. The agency said it's honoring the results and selling the liquors, including the repeated winners, in line with lottery terms. Virginia ABC said it's adding additional layers of review to the lottery sorting process and testing an electronic lottery system. Cole, any thoughts on this?
I have many thoughts on this one. I was so frustrated with this one because I'm a Virginia resident and I signed up, and some friends and family, to the extent of 32 entries.
And you would you feel the same way if you're one of the guys that won all 4?
I would feel like I didn't deserve it. I thought about that. But I would take it, sure. And the fact that they're honoring it, I would, like, if you told me, yeah, I won all 5, and sorry, we are going to give you 1, but we're not going to give you all 4, rather. I would understand that. Like, I would get that because they made a mistake. But I would be like, hey, you got to give me something if you let me win. But I would understand that they wouldn't honor all 4 bottles. But that's frustrating, because I had a 58% chance of winning at least 1 bottle, and I won 0, which is understandable with the odds. But that was like really frustrating, especially because that was the specific lottery that I cared about the most this year. And for it to happen, they do it every month or 2. And for it to happen during that one sucks. And I was really upset about that. And the funny thing was, it's like, of course that happened. And they're full of like screw ups, in my opinion. The ABC in Virginia. In the end, it's like, I am somewhat grateful that I have the chance to win bottles like that, as opposed to like have no chance in somewhere like Arizona. But it sucks. It sucks that out of all the lotteries, it was the BTAC one. Because that's the one I care about. I care about that much more than I care about Pappy bottles and stuff like that. So that sucked.
Yeah.
That sucked. What do you think? I don't know.
I think this is the reason why I don't enter Virginia lotteries, and I
Mm,
exclusively enter Mexico lotteries.
yeah. Mexico is for lovers.
No, I don't got any thoughts.
No, it's all good.
Yeah,
So what do we
that
got? We
was
got last
that was a
week's.
you ting.
We got last week's results of what whiskey
What
would you
was you
choose?
choose? Now it's an
Which
interesting
was
one.
what was your favorite allocated bourbon
What's your
or
favorite
whiskey?
allocated whiskey?
Hmm.
And
Oh, it was an interesting one,
well, there were mistakes made.
but the mistake won.
Well, listen here. What's your favorite allocated whiskey? I said Saz
Mhm.
18. Cole said Eagle Rare 17.
Mhm.
On the poll, it says Eagle Rare 18, and
Mhm.
that won 94% to 6%. That being
Dang.
said, you idiots, that's not a real whiskey. That does not exist. You
Everyone
all
lost.
lose.
Yeah.
No, I made a mistake. Whiskey Drinking Panda, OWA 107.
Old
Paul
Weller
Clarkson,
Antique.
Heaven Hill 17. Bro
Nice.
Tasking Naskinusha. EHT is allocated in my province, and so is Stag. Junior, he's only two he's had, so EHT.
Nice.
Mark, who's Marker 5151?
I don't think I know yet,
We've mentioned
but
them
hit us
before, and they
up.
have yet to
Yeah,
reach
we
out.
have. Hit us up.
Yeah, so he says George T. Stagg. Who
Nice.
gives a damn? Mellow Corn, 130-year single barrel sherry toasted rum finish.
Whose isn't that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, seriously. And then Marco Nazy, Russell Reserve 13, Brian Rapp,
Ooh,
George T. Sag for non-BTAC answer, Old Forester Barrel Strength Rye, and the
that's a
smoking
good
note,
one. That's what I hear.
Willet Purple Tops.
Oh yeah, the bourbons, the Willett Family Reserve bourbons.
Yes, so that's that. So, oh my goodness, I got to pull up our question for the week here. I got
Yeah.
one left from that series I had.
While you pull it up, I'll talk about Willett Family Reserve Rye or Willett Family Estate Ryes. The best. Especially when you can break out of the 4-year range. I had a 7-year that was like 117 proof or something like that. It was amazing.
Okay, this week's What Whiskey You Choose. What bottle would you spend the most on? So, what
Oh
bottle
wow.
would you spend the most on?
Oh, I know this one.
I figured you would. What's that?
Same answer as last week, to be honest. I would throw down for here's the thing. Would I spend $1,400 on a bottle of Eagle Rare 17? No, but I have some bottles that are worthy of trade for Eagle Rare 17 in that range. So I love Eagle Rare 17. That's my favorite bottle, and I want it, and I'll spend for it, especially when I get trade value.
So again, like you said, I wouldn't spend for it. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
However, my number one all-time favorite whiskey, Redbreast 27, a pretty
Yeah.
penny, but
Mm-hmm.
that's
It's like
probably
$500.
yeah. When I would that's one that
Retail.
I would consider buying if I could get it.
Nice.
So yeah, that's
Nice.
that. All right, one other question. I
Mhm.
post the wrong thing many a times, and I asked our listeners, why does Cole put up with Robbie?
That's right.
And Whiskey Drinking Panda just said this.
Nice.
Laughing emoji, kind of weird things. Bro
Nice,
Tascanasso
nice,
says,
nice.
I got a great beard. At this point, Cole's is better.
You do have a great beard. No.
Marco Nazy, because we can't have two numbers guys doing the podcast. It'd be
That's
too
true.
mathy. Brian Rapp,
Mhm.
because when actuaries monologue for long periods of time, they put other people to sleep. I think
Yeah.
that's appreciation for me interrupting you all the time.
Yeah.
Chill Filter Podcast says,
Huh.
at least he's pretty. Thanks,
Yeah.
Cole. Smoking Oak,
Mhm.
someone has to be there for comedic relief. And I think
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah.
What are we going to
I
drink
like
next
it.
week, Cole?
This is a good question.
Oh, were you not expecting it?
No, I kind of was, but well, in a way I wasn't. I'm going to have to no. Maybe okay. I need to send you some things this week, and I'm hoping that you will get them by this week. But I want to try the Blanton's Gold that Brian Rapp sent me, and I will be couriering to you.
Perfect. Well, you know what? Let's just say
Gold
this week we're playing it by ear.
Yeah, we're
We
playing it by
might
ear. We
put two
might
things
put out
up. We
some.
might make an executive decision. We might just keep drinking this Jack Daniels.
Yeah, old number 7, baby. Or maybe something nicer. But we have done that. That was within our first 20 episodes. We did old number 7. So
yeah. All right. Well, cool. I hope we figure this out. I hope it's
I
a
hope we
great
do.
pick.
And I can
Yeah.
assure you it probably won't be another Isla Scotch in a row. Although we do have some that are lined up.
We'll
Like
see.
we have another Kilcoman, stuff like that. But anyway, I hope that our listeners have had a good time with a double Isla episode week or two.
Oh, we're doubling, baby. And Cole, I
Mhm.
hope you guys get some peace of mind, and I hope you understand that that baby's coming out perfect.
She will be. And I hope, Robbie, that you have a fun time in Mexico. But most of all, listeners, I hope that Robbie has a fun time in Virginia. And I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits.
I
Yeah.
loved worms as a kid.